Okay, good morning to you all. This is Daddy KRIS from the SRTV studio here in London. And I am, as you can see, with a special guest. Look at him. He has all the things lined up. We are still in the spirit of the Nigerian week because Nigerian week is a very important thing for all of us. ALHAJI ABDULKAREEM is here with me. We'll be taking a look at his career. Now, he got the Life Achievement Award, as you can see. This is one. His new film won the best film. And it's all fair. And guess what? His company got the most impactful film production firm 2024. That's why it is right to bring in ALHAJI here this morning to talk to us on the state of the nation, Nigeria. But first, ALHAJI, congratulations for all your, and first, let me thank you first, because that's the first thing you do to God. First, you thank God for what he has done. So thank you first, ALHAJI, for doing all this great job in our time. You might not understand what you have meant, what you meant to us, what your job have done for us as a nation, but I just want to say on behalf of Nigeria, I'm saying thank you, because you've made us proud. And that is why we have the Recognition Award. The Recognition Award is there to recognize those who have made us proud. And for me, thank you is a motivation. It's asking for more. You know, if you tell God, thank you, God knows you're going to get more. You understand? So that's what it is. So we're really grateful. Thank you. And ALHAJI, we don't want you to recount all your careers, but how do you feel coming all the way down to London for the Nigerian week? How's been your experience?
Well, I can tell you that...
I know that I'm here, I'm your host. I don't know whether you'll be able to say everything. I just allow us to say, oh, well, I guess you can say some behind, but for the purpose of our audience, what have been your experience?
I will quote my boss when I left service.
Okay.
That he said to me when he was trying to pressurize me to withdraw my letter of saying bye-bye to public service.
Yeah.
And I insisted. He said, yes, I have heard that you are a highly opinionated person. So bring your letter of resignation.
Yes.
Go and do what you want to do.
Yes.
If there is any problem, please come back to reconsider your case.
Exactly.
So I want to assure you, KRIS, that whatever I'm going to say is going to be from the bottom of my heart, because I believe in saying whatever is in here.
Good.
I don't believe in holding it back.
Good.
I want to assure you that, yes, indeed, coming here is an experience in itself. And being with you to see what you unfolded during the week that we have just celebrated has really made me to thank you in return.
Ooh.
Because thanking person is a work in progress, and you and I do have a lot to offer to Nigeria. I think so. Believe
I think so.
So
I think so.
It doesn't mean that we are going to
stop here.
No way.
No,
we're just moving on.
Yes.
We are just starting.
We're starting ALHAJI.
Yes. So it's a wonderful experience, and I can assure you that yes, when I go back home, I have lots of stories to tell.
Now, obviously, like I said to Nigerians, the essence of Nigerian Week is to create a platform where Nigerians celebrate and also meet and do business. And as we celebrate, we recognize those who are doing us well. And now you got the Lifetime Achievement Award. That is the number one for me, you understand? And I picked on it, as you can see, it's a little bit different from the rest.
Yeah.
Because when you get it, it's an accomplishment. It's the end of it. It's, you've got it there. I'm there. I've made it there. ALHAJI, once again, congratulations. But how do you feel getting a lifetime? I mean, we're still work in progress. We are still on it. But this is for what you have done. Nigeria is saying thank you.
Daddy KRIS, I can assure you that this award thoroughly means a lot to me, because I'm going to be celebrating my 45th year in the media.
How about that?
So
45th year in the media.
There's 4 decades and a half.
Yes.
So I have come a long way.
Yes.
To celebrate it, getting this Lifetime Achievement Award means quite a lot to me. I mean, nothing can speak volume of what I have in mind than this.
ALHAJI, just for those who may not even know what we're talking about. ALHAJI is still a work in progress. You know, when I talk about the film festival, your initiative to bring our indigenous language into the cinema is new. No, for some time people are ashamed. I mean, most people from my place, they don't even speak my language anymore. They cannot. You can't see them speaking it in their homes. And somehow it becomes a taboo. In those days, they say don't speak vernacular in school. So those things kind of take us away from our indigenous languages. And you brought it back to cinema. Again, I'm still going to thank you. But sir, how has that initiative been? How is it going? Or how is it changing life? What is the transformation you've seen so far?
You see, Chris, back in 1982, I was doing my attachment in KCOP Channel 13 in Los Angeles. And here came this senator in the California Senate. She was 16 years in California Senate, a Black American.
Okay.
She had never left America in her life. Wonderful. So Jim Nwobodo, then the governor of Anambra State, invited her to Nigeria. Nigeria was the first nation she visited outside America. And then when she got to Nigeria, they recorded her visit on tape for her to take back to America so that she can recall that visit. And through meeting her, she was going for her re-election campaign, and she incorporated me into her campaign. Do you know the duty she gave me to do? Whenever there is an event of hers, politically speaking, she will say, before I say anything to you folks, I'm just back from Nigeria, and I have a Nigerian here with me.
Good.
I want him to share with you how they respect their elders back home.
Wonderful.
And from that experience, I was now able to appreciate where I was coming from. Secondly, I was able to appreciate that the average Black American of that time was suffering from something that I did not know it existed. That is, there is a gap in his life between being an African and being an American. And that gap was largely because there is a vacuum. He doesn't know his history. He doesn't know his culture. He doesn't have a language. And that loss that I realized to be real, I realized to be impactful in the minds and actions of people, made me to appreciate what I have. And that is why, to answer your question, I will never compromise my language, my culture, who I am, for anything else in this world.
Thank you, sir.
And that's why I
in fact, ALHAJI, you just said something very big. And for those of us that have been in Europe for some time, you said something that I guess the Americans, even we call ourselves Black British, Black Americans, and even Nigeria today, they don't realize the importance of who they are, of their culture, of their language. And the first thing is your language, because you first, I always say to people, first you have to be a good Benin man and before you become a good Nigerian. You have to be a good Hausa man because that is your natural ethnic nation.
Yeah.
So Nigeria is made up of different ethnic nations, but if you cannot appreciate your first ethnic nation, then you're lost. And that is, if you saw during the slave trade, the first thing they take from you is your name, so you cannot be traced to anywhere. Your identity is lost. You don't have your language. So if you're in Nigeria, maybe, and you can't speak any of your languages, maybe you're turning yourself into a slave. This one is now you enslaving yourself. But Mali said it's mental slavery.
True.
And this is very important.
And you have to emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
So maybe this the Caliph is an attempt. Is still emancipating us from mental slavery for the first time. Yesterday I was thinking, okay, who am I going to call from my place that is going to submit an Urobo film in this festival? Because now they know that if I can make a film in my language, there is a place for it. That is a start, ALHAJI.
Sure. In fact, that is why the Kano Indigenous Languages of Africa Film Market and Festival, KILAF, is to address this issue that you're talking about. In the first instance, it only prompts people to produce film in their local languages when you create a market for them.
Of course.
So that there will be that sales, that return on investment will make them go for the second, third, fourth, and continuous.
ALHAJI, you know the funniest thing. I want to say this, and people kind of run away from themselves. But actually, the thing you're looking for is within you.
Sure.
I created a platform. I've been running SRTV for some years. And at a point in time, ALHAJI, I felt that my tribe, my people, the Yoruba people, they don't have a voice. There's nowhere they talk to each other. So I created Yoruba television for my people. And I got the 100% love from my people because there's a vacuum that needed to be filled. So rather than running away from that identity, if I'm looking for money, they were ready to give to me. In fact, I am more known for that than in Nigeria. I'm actually taking time away to come and work for Nigeria at the moment. And I said, listen, I'm an African. And I said to Nigeria, I'm working for Nigeria at the moment. If the time will come, I will not have time for Nigeria. I'll go to Africa. Yeah. But I started from my language. I've done that and I'll do Nigeria. That's where I am. And it's very important, ALHAJI, that we kind of trace our identity back to the root. And the truth is, and I know I dare say this, that most of us, even in the diaspora, at home, in the diaspora, we don't want to associate with home anymore. We hear, oh, there's insecurity, there's that. We know all these things are there, but is that an excuse to stay away?
Certainly it's not. When I was coming back from America, I schooled in America. And my school, Indiana State University, graciously offered me to become the general manager of our radio station. Why? Because when I was there, I looked at the vacuum, as you said earlier, that the average American was ignorant about the rest of the world. And by the data that I stumbled upon that time, my institution had students from 72 countries.
Wow.
But you cannot tell an average. It's an institution that was established in 1865.
Whoa.
So it has a very huge
big history, of course.
Yeah. But you talk to the average American student that time, he's ignorant of everywhere, including states outside his own.
Only 23% of Americans have international passport. Only 23%.
So you see that?
So they don't have, sometimes we see them as the most responsible in the world. Only 23%.
Those in top positions are exposed.
Yeah.
But those down, no, they are not. But the point I was trying to make is, having realized that, I told my director of program in the radio that, look, we can generate a content that we can be inviting students from these 72 countries. I think it's a good idea to play their music, talk about their country, and say, wow, Abdul, who is going to do this? I said, I can do it.
Yeah.
Can you give me a pilot copy?
Yeah.
I said, sure. I gave him 2.
Wow.
And from then he struck off, because the quota has started,
yes,
and he struck off one slot for me, 1 hour.
Yeah.
I called my program Music International.
Wow.
Why is that important? Why am I reflecting to that point? I am reflecting back to that point because I knew the impact of my program as at that time. My school was operating that radio station that was 90 miles radius. And the listenership of that program, because the content was international, was amazingly high. Because there they don't joke with data.
Of course, they understand.
Instantly, I became a celebrity in that school. So because I had a platform where people can now talk about themselves and their countries, and then other people are learning from it, it went wow. So when you have a platform, just as you have, once you can be able to generate the eyeballs, if it is on TV, you can generate the listenership, if it is on radio, you're on, because you will be generating content that will resonate with a lot more people. And the more it crosses boundary, I am not an Urubo person, but if I listen to your show, you now enlighten me about Urubo culture, and why wouldn't I listen to you?
It's something we all listen here, In the UK, our kids can't speak our languages, which is one big problem. Of course, maybe you're here, your wife is from another place, you're from another, the child is lost in the first place. Big problem. And we don't bother to even. So those kids are actually, they don't appreciate where we're coming from. We're going to leave that for another day. Kilaf is there to help us. But Alhaji, now having talked about the importance of all these things, I hope they will allow us to do this show today, Alhaji, because this is sometimes they don't know when I'm on. You know, sometimes, Alhaji, I think what I want us to do is now look at, you just said something amazing, and you said something that's the important, what this audiovisual medium can do for a nation.
Yeah.
And here we are in Nigeria. Nigeria is now blessed with Nollywood.
Yeah.
In fact, it's an industry that came from nowhere, but it is now here, the number 2 industry in the world. And sometimes I see the politics of it is still disheartening. What is it that is missing in Nollywood today, based on the experience? So, when I'm talking to you, and when I have ALHAJI, I always go back to what film can do for us.
Yeah.
Now, we're looking at your film festival. We're not looking at it from the entertainment, the message, what that impact it can have on a nation. Today we have a huge industry, and I'm going to come to Kannywood, because this is what ALHAJI did. ALHAJI was able to go back home and created Kannywood, which is now this other than Nollywood. We're talking Nollywood. Kannywood produced how many? 1/3 or so of the
33% actually, yeah.
Of Nollywood.
Yeah.
Okay, you get that? Only Kannywood produced 33% of the films that constitute Nollywood. So Nollywood we're talking about, it's not made up of those English films you see that guy. There are some other ones that makes it work. And ALHAJI, see, and I don't want to talk about how the market will grow it, because that will be taking us really far. But let's just look at Nollywood as a whole. Where we're coming from. Fact, I had to pick on 2 of you this time. You and Zebejiro, who we hope to have on the show as well. You have made these tremendous steps. But what do you think film can do for Nigeria today? As we can hear, I'm hearing from behind that people are about to go on protest. Where is it? I just felt that now this government saying they're doing their best, and the people are not satisfied. There's a communication gap. And that is what movie could have maybe done for us. So what do you think?
Movie is a bridge. You build it, and when you build bridges, it makes symbiotic relationship exist. That is, people from the other side can be able to interact with the people from the other side. And that's what film is best known at. If you need to conscript people to key into something that you are doing for them, or you want them to help in doing
something,
you need to talk to them.
Yes.
And by talking to them, you have to resonate. What sort of message are you bringing out? Is it going down with the people?
And how you even tell them?
Yeah.
But this younger generation, they don't want to even sit down and listen to radio. Maybe film is a better way to pass some big messages.
Sure. Each one has its own role. Now we are on the go. Everybody is on the little handset, and gracefully audio-visual. Yes. So you can go audio, you can go visual, but they get you where you are on the go. And both medium can be able to reach out, because there are no people that are made to be the same. No. That's why God in his infinite wisdom created different male and female, good and bad. Everything is dual. Only him is.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he knows what he's doing. I said sometimes, God, I'm a God, you are very clever. Because you know what God did? Had God given us all the tools, we'll be fighting him now. To be sincere, human being would have fought God. In fact, there was a time an angel came and human being heard him and he must bless me. So we are very strong people. He knows that anyway. Anyway, ALHAJI, this is a great day because we are able to sit down in the studio and share this thought. But our country, our nation, our beloved nation is burning. Now, the reason I asked for Nigerian Week is the division which exists, which is not there. I wanted to create a platform. I don't know whether I'm achieving it, where you come there, we don't want to know whether you're a Yoruba man, whether you're an Igbo man, whether you're an Hausa man, whether you're an Yoruba man. You are a Nigerian.
Let me tell you that the high point of your event was that I sat down, I observed the caliber of people you attracted. They were not mainly Urubos.
No, there's Ali Urubu there.
The music
Yeah.
that I listened to
Yeah.
was highly Yorubanized,
Yes, Ali.
and you are in Urubo.
Yes.
And here are people coming from
Yeah.
all walks of life, and nobody related with the other because of the tribal affinity. No, we all related with each other as Nigerians.
That's it.
And I think that is the high point of your own event. It's really succeeded in making us feel that we converged at that venue as Nigerians.
Yes.
And everybody, from the start of the event up to the end of it, everybody felt Nigerianized.
We felt that oneness.
In fact, an American that works here in the UK said to me that she felt as if she had gone back to Nigeria because she only came back into UK last month. No, this month. She came back this month. So that event had taken her back to Nigeria. So you can imagine the success of what you have done. And I feel it's a platform that needs to be encouraged. And some people told me that, look, this guy, we misunderstood him. But now with this thing, it has played out that clearly he was pro-Nigeria. Or rather, he is pro-Nigeria. Therefore, he needs all the assistance that he deserves.
ALHAJI, funny enough, when I got to that place, I saw the venue. There's a Biafra corner. And when I said, I want to roll up my banner, he said, hey, don't roll up the Nigeria banner here. And I said, okay, all right. And I said to myself, I was deeply worried. Not because of them, but I was deeply worried for the future of our children. Sir, in my time, even to be preaching Nigeria is an insult. We should be preaching one Africa. And here we are as people looking for division within the only nation that brings us together, Nigeria. It's really sad. And that's not to take away that the agitations are genuine. I'm now confused, I'm now lost. I said, okay, I listened to the Biafran people, they have a case. I listened to the Boko Haram, I won't say the Boko Haram represent, but there are some sectors of the north who actually want to succeed the nation. And I see they have a case. The Oduduwa, the Yorubas, they have a case. And if you give people, there's a movement called the Midway, they have a case. And I stood out and I said, I want one Nigeria. The reason, my case may not be genuine, but the reason I'm saying is that we are even too small. This is my case. Ghana, cedis. Nigeria, Naira. Benin, CFAs. We fragmented. Now in such a way that we cannot strike with a mighty blow. What's the value of the Naira today? The value of the cedis. The Ghana. So all these ones are rubbish. If we had come together with one currency, with what I've seen in Europe, the euro today is now higher than the US dollars. Before, there is no single currency in the whole of Europe that comes near to the US dollars. But they've come together, the euro is now higher than the US. They form a European Union and they are expanding.
Let me tell you our predicament. The fact of the matter is, the hanging fruits is in Africa. And the West is aware of these hanging fruits. And they will want a situation whereby we have given you independence on the right hand and we are taking it away from on the left. Majority of us do not even understand this. And these divisions that you are saying, yes, they are. But if we are to go deep down and appreciate who we are and who we can be together, then it's ridiculous, insane, and unwise for anybody to think of division.
ALHAJI, God bless you. And I'll give you a handshake here. You see, ALHAJI, and you've put it in the best of context. Because this is a time where we should be doing, there's an analysis here. And I said, even when men came together, the only time I read about it was in the Bible. When they came together in the Tower of Babel, they were building a tower, they would go to see God. Actually, God was threatened that when these people are together, if we leave them, they'll come to us. That was the language. God himself said, if we leave these people, they will get to us. Because the determination was there. So maybe they now know that if we stay together, we can move the mountain. and we don't seem to understand that. But we still have internal problems.
Yes,
see, we have internal
problems are there.
But
I tell you, we are misappropriating our internal problems. Like somebody now is confronting me with the issue of restructuring. If restructuring is done in whatever context one feels it is done, and you do not address two issues fundamentally: one, corruption,
that's it,
and secondly, leadership.
That's it. And the
you can divide yourself into
the mistake that from restructuring. Sir, you know what I said? Sir, in the country today, when they talk of restructuring, question I ask is, are you talking of economic restructuring or dividing resources? Because when they talk of resources, they only thinking, oh, if I have my own state and they want my own state, so we have our governor, so more share will come to us. Nigerians don't think outside sharing. They don't understand. All we talk about today in Nigeria is what we're going to share. And that's why we want to restructure. But the restructuring can be better done. I ask a question. We have 36 states. There is no month that the federal government will not give your state what belongs to them. What have they done with it?
And some states will tell you, it's none of your business whatever we do once we bring it. That's the myopic nature.
But this money is coming from Nigeria. It's not your own.
But they are saying, since you have given it to my people, then and my people have shared it, it doesn't matter how they share it. We don't want to know. Which is accountability and transparency is very important.
This is the truth. This is the truth, sir. By the time that state had invested it and done it well, the productivity of Nigeria would have been higher.
Of course.
If it's success in Kano, the Kano wood is what I'm talking about today. It affects me wherever I am. The success of the Igbo film affects me wherever I am. Listen, a young boy, Obi, made a film in England. And this is, when I was at the premiere, I was clapping and clapping and clapping because it's the first time that we fill up Empire Leicester Square. That is a place where only when the Arnold Schwarzenegger, they made a film, that's where they go. That's the first time black people had a chance to be there. And we dominated it. And it was over fill up. And meaning there is a use to say, what he did affected me. And it affected my children. He may not even know. So is it Obi that did it? No, he did it for Nigeria. Anybody that done something that is good. That's why the essence of this award you got, sir. Whatever you have done in Kano affects me positively. And until we understand that you are not allowed to die in Kano because you are part of Nigeria. You are not allowed to die in Benin because you are part of Nigeria. Together is one destiny. Unfortunately, if you like it or not, it's one destiny now.
Sure.
And if that destiny is maintained, we will fly.
Sure.
And so to see people coming up to you, that's why they will not like when I come in terms of restructuring. They will never understand me because I said restructuring. Why are you restructuring? And like you said, leadership and corruption. You understand? And I think it's sometimes overblown too, though these guys are misusing our money. But is it true? ALHAJI, because today we're going to go a little bit back to Nigeria. We're here talking Nigeria. Nigeria is about to go on an explosion. We're on a time bomb. People are about to go on a protest. We know, I guess the government is afraid because protest can lead to riot. And with the mindset of people, with the lawlessness, something that which we have seen in the past, I guess the government is afraid, hey, there should be no protest because we don't know where the protest will lead to.
Nigeria has fifth columnists all the time. What worries me most about such kind of agitations, no matter how legitimate they may be, they are not properly articulated and having a good leadership that can ensure the safety of the people.
Properties.
No. So whatever it is a wild goose chase that usually goes out of hand. Today, where is Libya?
It's true.
Today, where is Somalia?
That's it.
Today, where is Kenya?
Look at Sudan.
So Sudan, look at
this big
so where are they?
Finished. Africa is now a war zone.
So for heaven's sake, no matter how legitimate your aspirations may be, if it borders on disrupting the peaceful coexistence of a nation, not a person.
It's illegal.
Then it's something that, well,
We
even
should
if
be
it is
worried
not
about.
legal, people will say rule of law,
I know.
human rights,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah.
I
But
know.
everything has its own limitations.
Definitely.
The limitation of those that are with this genuine and legitimate aspiration is when they hinge on other people's peaceful coexistence. I've just seen a clip where it started. They are smashing vehicles of passers-by who has nothing to do with this.
And that's the painful thing.
So how can you now say
Justify
to me the wrong that you are trying to correct is going to be corrected by what you are actually... No, it doesn't make sense.
So, that is one other way to now look at this issue. ALHAJI, it's very important that we address this because we are on the state of the nation. And like I said last time, I want to look at the issue of security with you, and we didn't have the time. And now we just got there. You know, people want to go on a protest. Yes, your issue, your concern is legitimate. You have a right to come out and do it. But by the time government, any responsible government knows that your action is going to affect the peaceful coexistence with others, they have the right to stop you. So if you want to protest, the question is how legitimate, how prepared are you that you'll be able to coordinate it? Even in Europe, they've not been able to coordinate protests.
You see, one of the agitators I have listened to is warning the police, warning the military. As an individual, who the hell are you to warn an institution? It does not make sense. It's only in a failed state that you have an individual, no matter how legitimate his yearnings, aspirations are, that can come and dare constituted authority at that level. I mean, it doesn't make me feel comfortable. Because here are people that are earning taxpayers' money, paid to maintain law and order, and you are challenging them as an individual. No, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't make sense to me at all.
ALHAJI, what do you think is the right way to go on this kind of protest?
The first, injustice to one is injustice to all. There is gross injustice being meted by the leadership on the generality of the people, because it defies logic.
Yes.
Where the bootings, the goodies of the nation is enjoyed by a few,
and those who are
and
power,
then they flaunt this affluence and what have you
in our faces.
Everybody, no. And then you are telling me sacrifice.
Yes,
it does not make sense.
It's difficult to say.
So the first level is for our leadership to know that they have a God-given responsibility to do the right thing. There is no way that you can be unjust in the manner with which you are managing the resources of a nation to expect other people to just stand by and watch you do that. It doesn't follow. So that is the first level.
Yes.
Once the leadership is responsible and responsive to the yearnings and aspirations of the majority that have put them in power, that's the beginning of wisdom for me.
Agree.
That's the beginning of wisdom.
Agree.
Secondly, we need to do a search on us individually. Every person has a stake in Nigeria. It does not mean that it's only our leadership that have that stake to do the right thing. We individually and collectively have that right to do the right thing as well. Because here is a case scenario. You are given the responsibility of distributing palliatives to ease the cushion of the grunt on the poorer people, and then you are commandeering everything to yourself. And then I know that you have commandeered my own share.
Exactly.
Who is there to now tell me I should make a sacrifice? What sort of sacrifice?
And that's ALHAJI. Now that's why it's so difficult to tell these people you cannot come out, because they've been crying, they've been talking, and the government is not listening. Or the people in power, it's wrong to use the word government, because we are government. The people in power, they are not listening to them. And that's why they want to go on this protest. And that is, you see the challenge. We are in, it's a kind of catch-22, because we do know that the resources are there, mismanaged, thrown in our face. We see them having how many houses, like your president, fine. Your president is rich enough, but look at the things is need a private news jet. I don't understand that. The vice president have a home in Abuja. You need another one in Lagos. Now, look at what we're talking about. Look at our governors. Look at the way they live. So you're here now. You see our MP, a member of the British Parliament, who can say something and Nigeria will be in trouble. They go on transport, public transport to work with the workload. They consider. Have you seen anybody? You see who is called the finance minister? He carries his red folder like this in his hand as he walk. This is his work. This is his job. But I've never seen a Nigerian politician. What did they do? They have fleet of slaves. You know, I don't understand this. But how can the people continue to take this? That's the question. I know we ask them not to go on protest. Protest is the wrong thing. But they see this every day. You marry that?
Honestly, there has to be a balance that our leadership strike between being reasonable and unreasonable, between being modest and immodest, because that's the striking balance that they lose.
Yes.
All of them that are in power, I have not seen any single one that is an exception. Late Umar Musa Yar'Adua was a governor of Katsina State.
Yes.
From government house in Katsina, he would carry food for his mother.
Yes.
Put it in the car.
Yes.
Drive the car himself to her. And then if you are to come and say you want to carry that
food
from him to take it, she said, no. This is my responsibility to my mother.
Exactly. That
is what modesty.
You know what the man would say? The people will revolt against us. Yeah, we lost somebody.
Oh, yes.
We lost, in fact, I don't know how to put it. You understand? Even those of them that worked with him, when he was, the PDP boys that work with him, he would say, but you people are here asking for another jeep. You have 13 already. This is only 11 of you. Meaning some of you have now. What are you going to do with the next one? The people will revolt against us. That's then
So empathy, our leadership should have.
Because he has it before. You cannot give what you don't have. It's like these people came from a background where there's no humility in their language. Because first you get to love yourself for who you are first before you can even, because material things cannot give you what you're asking for. Yeah, you cannot be satisfied with the cars, with the women, with the air flight. First, you have to be able to have yourself. Have a relationship with God and others. Like Yar'Adua did. It's my mom. It's my responsibility to do. How about the leader saying, no, it's my responsibility to be a father to my community first. Yeah. You see these leaders, I can tell you, ALHAJI, most of them, especially those from my area, they don't have a single investment at home. You know what an investment will do? Is create jobs. Mm-hmm. They go there, they are career politicians. They come when there's elections, they vote for them. They go there, they make more money. Sometimes they not send their kids. And the children and others are watching. ALHAJI, how long can they sit outside and watch? That's why this protest is not coming.
There is a very popular saying in Hausa about election that mun tura mota ta tashi, ta buda mana ƙasa.
Say that again.
Mun tura mota
ta tashi,
ta buda mana ƙasa.
Do
you know what that means?
No, sir.
We have pushed a vehicle to start off, and then it threw back at us dust.
Oh my God.
So here is a politician
you kept
clamoring where you pushed his so that he gets to wherever elective office is, and then instead of paying you back with something good, he pushes dust onto you. That is what our politicians are very good at. And unfortunately, they don't even have the conscience to realize that what they are doing is wrong. But even if the people do not ask or demand of them for value, for service, God
in fact, will do that's the thing. ALHAJI, you know the funniest thing? This is a country that is deeply rooted in religion.
Yeah.
The pastors are happy, the imam are happy to welcome these people, and without having a conversation with them. That would be a discussion for another day. All right, let's leave that for another day. But no, Alhaji, this is serious. Now, we are, because the country is now divided. Protest or no protest. What we're saying to them is, you can protest, but if your protest is going to affect another person, then
your right stops there.
Your right stops there. You understand? You have the right to protest, but your protest cannot stop me. You know, and that is the only thing that is difficult to strike. When you tell them, no, oh, don't I have right to protest? I say yes. Any country people should be given the opportunity to protest. Perhaps it sends a simple message, a very strong message to the leadership. But must you break things? Must you destroy lives?
No. You don't have that.
You go break into the banks, you break into this. Is that a protest? That's now robbery. And if your action cannot be contained, cannot be controlled, those of you organizing it, then that's why we have a concern. Otherwise, the truth is the activities of our leaders. We call them leaders or people in power. I don't mind to call them leaders. It's really, really appalling. You know, and Alhaji, now, let's look at the gap between the rich and the poor, and which comes from the politicians and the ordinary man. Like you said, that analogy, I push you to start, you get to the top, you throw me dust. Because we're eating dust.
Yeah.
They're giving us dust, not even good food, dust. Yeah. And we've catapulted them to the top. The thing they forgot is the thing they're using is our money. It's not their money. You have been there to manage it. His money is for us. They don't seem to realize that.
Which is true. And I think the fact of the matter is, you look at Nigerian politics today, it lacks. That is, in the previous regimes, in the previous, democratic governance, you see that parties were contesting based on manifestos. And these parties that we have today do not have that.
They don't.
And they don't have, if there is any semblance of that manifesto, they have total disrespect to it once they get into office. That is a huge vacuum that, politically speaking, if you do not retract to the point where we know that your politics is based on an ideology that has manifested in a manifesto, that you are pushing yourself onto leadership positions, please don't touch politics.
Yes.
Because all these party leaderships, if they are serious, we have given them 25 years uninterrupted opportunity.
Yes.
But unfortunately for them, by the clock,
yes,
they are demarketing democracy and democratic ethics.
Thank you, sir. They've managed to demarket it. Now it's difficult to sell because sometimes they come out and they use the dividend of democracy. I say, hello, are you joking?
Where is it?
Are you joking? You know, Alhaji, something is really disturbing, and I'm going to touch them slowly. Because that is the best way to look at the state of the nation with you, because it's an opportunity. I say, let's look at the insecurity itself. And we are living in a country where all the good things that would have come to Nigeria are now being truncated because of insecurity. I personally am from Nigeria, born there. I live all my life there. I wake up in the morning and I speak, I talk Nigeria. I'm still afraid to go to Nigeria. And when I want to go, I'm now worried, okay, where am I going to sleep? How am I going to move around? How is my life going to be this? Alhaji, whether I like it or not, the news here getting to me as a Nigerian. Somebody organized Nigeria, it get me scared. How could you expect other people to come?
One of the councillors of this Hackney, this thing,
yes,
county,
at
the ceremony,
yeah,
was discussing this issue with me. And she said to me, where do you stay in Nigeria? Is it Lagos or Abuja? I said, no, I stay in Kano. She went like, I said, why did you do this? So, well, did you say Kano? I said, yes.
Yes.
Insecurity? I said, no, there's no not my Kano. You know,
exactly.
But the fact of the matter is, it has implication. Here we are having a government that feels that we should accept her explanations that some of the trips they are making is attract foreign direct investment into the country. But the image you are having outside the country is such that even one of your own that is elected and like you now, you have just confirmed, they are scared of coming to your place. So how can you ever attract their investment?
Exactly.
You will never do that.
Then think of for other foreigners who, and because this is a land that is full of good. Listen, ALHAJI, if Nigeria is secured, I know the Black Americans, as you see them, if we can even appeal to them with one or two incentives, they'll bring their investment home. They will turn Africa to their holiday home. They've lost track. They want to trace their foot back. It should be an intentional thing. And imagine the amount of resources that will be coming, cash investment, and also knowledge, because these are intellectuals. Some of them are now well trained. They have experience. They'll be bringing that order back home.
Look,
we'll lose it.
KRIS, the calamity of our situation is this insecurity does not even stop at this. Insecurity, for example, the current feud between Dangote, NNPC, and the presidency. It's case of he is the richest person
in Africa.
And he is son of the soil of the nation. In fact, and he has implanted the investment he has done in Lagos. Not in Kano, his own home state.
No. This guy.
Wait a minute.
Let me finish, sir. Yes.
You know, he has implanted his own money in Lagos, not in Kano, his own state. Common courtesy, common sense should dictate that this man to the people in authority that should be encouraged rather than being intimidated and frustrated. Now, if you do that, the signal you are sending to the international community is that you do not have the capacity to accommodate foreign direct investment. Since you have not been able to handle your own. This is the implication.
Of course.
And stupidly, those that are gearing towards this war are not thinking about this because of self-interest that they are protecting, which is threatening the interest of the nation and the interest. Have you seen the level of investment that he has done in this refinery in Lagos? Have you seen the number of people that he's employing?
Yes.
And have you seen the amount of money he is paying to Lagos state government in terms of tax? And have you seen the level of ease his operation would have brought to Nigeria? And yet he's been frustrated. So insecurity should include this kind of insecurity.
That is insecurity. That is insecurity. Because insecurity in terms of my investment.
Exactly.
And the thing I don't understand, ALHAJI, is one would be thinking that, oh, we of course, crude is in our soil. We're taking it out to refine and bring back. This man took it upon himself to what the government could not do. What our government could not do, Dangote did it. And now to hear that he's not being encouraged. In fact, they should be giving him crude at a reduced rate so that he can compete. Because what the international community will do is now reduce the price to frustrate him.
Exactly.
Look at what happened here, sir.
So he's going to be fighting wars both ways.
Thank you.
Nationally and internationally.
This is what happened. There's no international, Nigeria don't have international airline. So we cannot fly Nigerian Airways. Well, the vacuum has been there. People fly from Ethiopia, Egypt, Morocco, Ghana. The rest all have airline. Only Nigeria, the biggest black nation on earth, don't have one. Now, this young man, Peace Air, decided to extend the service to London. And by eventually maybe so that there can be that opportunity. The advantage, sir, when I did my movie, Amina, when I was premiering it, Arik Air, who were then flying here, they gave all the free tickets for my guests, for my stars to come into the country because they can identify with me. Mm-hmm. What has British Airways got to do with me? What's the business? Virgin don't care about me.
Yeah.
No, why would I be so patriotically stupid to be thinking that? What I'm trying to say is that now, the moment Airpeace came in and reduced the price, every other airline now reduced the price to frustrate Airpeace out of it.
Exactly.
They had the capability to do so. Mm-hmm. And I said to them, if Airpeace is the most expensive one,
I will fly it. I will do the same.
I fly airpiece because when the airpiece was not there, what were you doing to us? And now our thing is so short. We have this short memory to not to understand that airpiece have the money takes it home. Sir, in this country we're going to come to that. We're talking of the commerce of London. Every nation on earth are here making money to take
But
home.
let's hinge on something. What the government ought to do is that any of their officials traveling outside should
fly.
It should be a law.
It should,
because that's what who represents Nigeria.
Exactly.
But they will never think along this line, because they don't even in their own thinking calculation, they don't think of the insecurity they bring to investment in the country or outside of it. So instead of aligning with airpiece to now say, look, we're patronizing you so that we elevate your spirit, to they will not do that.
No, but it's
unfortunate.
Nigeria, and let's go that innocent motors. Yeah. Now, if we are a nation, in fact, the next time I'm going to do is innocent, I'll be giving most of the award and airpiece, because I said to them, and Dangote, look at innocent. We don't have a canal. If we could produce, if the guy can even just assemble, imagine the number of people that are now employed. If Nigerian government will be using innocent.
The National Assembly bought brand new cars. They know the brand they bought. None of them thought of innocent.
And with innocent vehicle, kill them,
No.
and they're going to die, and they are working for the nation. They're not working. If you want to buy your own private jet, fine. But as long as you are using our national resources, if you want a national asset or national means of transportation, it gets to be innocent. With that, do these people that go to the House of Assembly, do they think? And here we are.
No, they don't.
So here we are telling people not to go and protest. How do you tell these people not to go and protest?
Now, these are the sort of frustrations that will give legitimacy for the
unrest.
But like we said,
yes,
it's not good enough to disrupt the peaceful nature of the whole nation.
No, because
legitimacy of doing this thing, they are giving. They are the ones that are giving.
No, I think the protest is actually welcome. It's just the way it is now organized. You understand? Nobody will sit down and say, because I'm worried. I'm thinking, oh, if my children grow up, where are they going to be? And we don't understand this. Our leaders, you know, I came to Europe that first time in 1992, sir. And I was talking, you know, we like to talk to the white girls, you know, make him out. And the girl was laughing and look at me and said, why is she laughing at me? He said, you think you're smart. I say, I'm not saying that, but I think I am. He said, yeah. He said, your leader will steal your money. Go and put the money in Europe. Your country will come and borrow the same money and you pay interest on your own money.
Yeah.
So the money we are borrowing is our own money we are paying interest on. Our leaders bring the money here.
Yeah.
And that is the insecurity we're talking about. It's not the cheap insecurity at home. And until this is addressed, there will not be enough resources at home to solve our problem. Unfortunately, this agitation for protest will always be ringing at the door.
The sad reality is, a lecturer of mine back in college said to me, Abdul, do you know that your leadership in the African continent, they are crazy? I said, why should we call them crazy? He said, because we have it on records that they are operating Swiss bank accounts, and to the tune, the money that they are depositing there, if you are to take them, no matter how long they are going to live in life, they don't need the money taken there.
Exactly.
Which means that they are taking away development
of the future
of the people to somewhere, stocking them. That is not serving them. It's not serving the people.
ALHAJI.
That's the calamity.
ALHAJI. I just say this. You know, in England, you come and buy a house in England, they welcome you. You know why they welcome you? You're not going to take the house away.
Of course.
So you just bring resources to them.
Yeah.
The house remain here. You're not going to move it. Instead of using that money to build a house in your village, you come and buy a house in London. To do what? You need a holiday spot. You stay and you get use the bad word. You get out. ALHAJI, this is this low mentality of our leaders.
Sure.
And, oh God. So the insecurity we're talking about, by the time you people, invade, you destroy good investment like Dangote refinery, you destroy airpeace, you destroy innocent, and you come into us. And this is the thing I say, Alhaji, this is why I do one Nigerian show, the Nigerian Week. Are you coming to tell me that my problem is the Hausa man or the Yoruba man or the... No, government can say, oh, now we are Yorubas. Look at them, they are frustrating us. Big lie. The truth is you have misused and continue to misuse our resources. And that is the cross of the matter. Let's talk about the use, the management of our resources, not the Yoruba, not Hausa, not Igbo, not the stupidity, not Islam. Islam and Christianity is the best thing that happened to Nigeria. This is why I love Babangida. In those days, at the international airport, they first erected the mosque. And they said, oh, you want to turn the country to an Islamic nation? Babangida said, is that so? Look, they say, come on there, take money, go and build your church. So if you come to Nigeria today, there is this church and there is the mosque. Hey, what is it? So is that a problem?
But do you know something? You build the church there,
yeah,
KRIS, there will be no people to attend the church services because the mosque is there because there are 5 times that people pray, and it doesn't matter of the denomination. Now you give it that space of church, there will be problem, Pentecostal or...
I like it. You know what I said? When we go into that, when I go into that, I was laughing, and I said to them, for those of us in Europe, it got to a point where we say, oh, the good day, Islam is more sincere to us as black people. We'll talk about that another time. You understand? But you know what is it? What funny thing is, the shameful thing, or the most meaningless thing somebody ever said to me is when they say it's the Muslim and Christian divide. And you know, during the last election, I hear some of the pastors and they say, hey, God has said this. I said, really? Where did God say so? You know, they've successfully impoverished their own people under the government. This is the calamity of our time. The government is doing their own. The pastors are doing their own, sir. Why will I contribute and pay tithe, and I cannot pay tithe to the society? I pay tithe to a pastor. It's not paying it to God. Correct yourself. You pay the tithe to a pastor who fly helicopters. Mm-hmm. They have the biggest. They have
the largest fleet of private jets.
Sir, the people attending the church, the schools they built, the children of the cannot attend that. That's
true.
And here they are talking about a bad government. And I said, if you were Adam and Eve, you're talking about government. You're pointing your fingers at the government, but look at what you're doing. You are worse.
But they are doing it in the name of God.
Oh, yes. And when I like that, I say, you're paying tithe to God. I say, God, really? I didn't see where God come to take that money. It's your pastor that is. And if you see the arrogance of the pastor these days, they twist the gospel. If you see what they say, you know, those of us, they don't. ALHAJI, you know, one funny thing, I watched a movie that changed my life. And I'm going to say this to you now. ALHAJI, you grew up in Kano, you grew up in the north, you're not a Muslim. I grew up in the south, I'm not a Christian. We are a product of our society.
Sure.
If I know what I said to my ex, when he was talking some things about Islam, I said, daughter, if you were born in Saudi Arabia, you would have been a Muslim.
Sure.
If the Saudi Arabian king were born in my village, he has no idea, he has no head of Christian, he will be a Christian today. So it does not matter. God in his infinite wisdom knew what he's doing. He planted this different religion wherever. The question is, are you there humanity in what you are practicing?
And beyond that, in the infinite wisdom of God, he created these differences and challenged us to appreciate the differences,
exactly,
so that we can know his powers.
Exactly.
He has made you a Christian.
Yes.
He has made me a Muslim.
Yes.
He has made you a woman.
Yes.
He has made me a man. He has made me good. You have made me bad.
Yes.
So these are things that will make you think, know the enormity of his power, that he can decide on what to do, when to do, how to do it. Nobody challenges that.
But he's doing it, and all it means is good. You know, he just wants to say, because sometimes we really want to challenge God. Yeah. We've done that many times. So he's only doing that to say, oh, these are your boundaries. And you know what I love about God? To be honest, when everything they say, I use only one word. time. God has put everything on time.
Yeah.
We have such a limited time. No matter what day he's looking at you and laughing. He said, this idiot, he's going to live a few years. What is 90 years in the eyes of God? Nothing. He has been there since. So 90 years, you're going to waste time.
What's 1,000 years?
1,000 years. And you are going to live for only 90 years and you're worried. He's laughing. God is laughing. He's looking at us and saying, look at these people. They don't even know what's a day in my eyes. In the eye, it's like I can imagine a mosquito that lives for 24 hours, think he has a long life. A mosquito lives for only 24 hours. 24 hours is nothing for us. That is how God sees us. We are so cheap. And to bring this into a nation of his own people, and again will be looking and laughing and thinking, what is wrong with these children? You understand? And so we don't look at the basics, why we even go to church or why we go to mosque. All we're gonna do is, he's Hausa man. I'm an Orobo man. Oh, we're different ones. ALHAJI, I'm with you now. We've chatted sometime. What is the difference? What's the difference? When we could be coming together to build something for our children. So we're gonna go on a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about patriotism. Because that is the essence. One of the things that really struck me as a human being when I went into this show, I was more interested in I call it patriotism for Nigeria, but actually, it's not Nigeria I'm talking about. I'm talking about we building a future for our children, knowing that time is there. Our time is limited. But don't go away. When we come back, we're going to take a look at that before we run away. I told ALHAJI we're going to be here for only 40 minutes. Now it's an hour. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331.
Hello, you're welcome back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, I'm with ALHAJI. We know him to be multiple award winner, but this time at the Nigerian Week London, we honored him. We recognize him for his long-time achievement, his production company. If you think I'm joking, if you remember Kano Wood, the man, the originator of Kano Wood, one of them is the father here, right here with me today. What he has created is what is generating 33% of Nollywood content today. That's not something to joke with. And I watched this last movie. The lot of people watch this film. It gives me a different understanding of cinema. In fact, the cinematography, the spoken language in that film, without all the shouting, was speaking volume. So that is the 3 awards he got today. ALHAJI, once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So, and here we are. We'll be looking at the nation, of course. We'll be looking at the good, the bad. We're a great nation, no doubt.
And the ugly, too.
Yes. So we have all. I didn't want to get there. And when I'm going, sometimes I get to that, I say, let me cut that off. But it's the fact that's how God created it. ALHAJI, here we are. We have a great nation. What can we do for Nigeria? And the point is, we have short time, ALHAJI. Just yesterday, I was thinking I was still a child. Now I'm an old man. And so my gray, and I say, don't cut it, keep it so that I correct myself that I'm not my child.
Yeah.
Because if I keep cutting it, then sometimes I still behave, I'm a child, I leave it. And the kids calling me uncle. Even when I went to buy meat one day, and the Arab guy was saying, uncle. I say, yeah, now I know I'm an old man. You understand? I'm not a boy anymore. So everybody's not respecting me, uncle, because of this. And now I start to behave. There are things I feel the way I want to dress now, I want to dress differently from the way I used to. That's why I come on this show with ALHAJI this way. So ALHAJI, we have time. Time is not, it's not our enemy, but God has limited our time on earth. Yet, we still try to acquire everything. My question to you today, what do you think is the best way to pass on our legacy or what we have to our children?
Well, in the first instance, if we are thinking as a nation, in the first instance, we need to understand that due to the number of years one has put through in life, I come to see a major problem as a nation is that of having citizens. Nigeria, to me, is the only country that does not have citizens. There is hardly a situation where you can count the number of people that can vouch for Nigeria as a nation. And that is no good for us. And that has manifested. If we are to offer service, we don't do it. If we are to be paid for a service, we will not do it. If we are to be given a responsibility, we don't discharge it. If we are given to do anything in the name of the country, because we are not its citizens, we don't do it. And there is no country that can grow without having patriotic citizens. So we need to build on that patriotic aspect. I'm just wondering, in fact, it beats my imagination that Nigeria has a national orientation agency.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't know whether
I have failed to see how that has reflected in gingering us
in any way
to become patriotic.
Exactly.
And I think that is an area that President Tinubu must face. He must face
the orientation.
Yes.
And this is it. Like they went back, and I thought the president is thinking along that line when he said, "Let's go and do the national anthem. Let's go back."
It's not national anthem. Before then, he has said he is operating a renewed hope agenda.
Is that the
renewed hope without a national orientation functioning well to ginger us to be patriotic? But it's not going to work.
So I look at the speed at which the National Assembly passed that. Revoke the old one, the new one, and bring in the old one.
As if it is the number one problem of the country, when it is the least in terms of priority.
There's no problem. That's not the problem.
So
we
need to tell ourselves the truth. Let's not deceive ourselves, because if you are deceiving us, or you think you are deceiving us, you can deceive some of us some of the time.
Yes.
But you can never deceive all of us all the time. No, it's not possible.
Now we're seeing the light. Now we're seeing the light. No, the unfortunate thing, Mr. President, governors, people in power, it's difficult to call it people leaders. I'm sorry. Call the people in power. With the situation in the country, whether you like it or not, we've all failed. And the failure comes from you first. We refuse to be patriotic because of the way we see you mismanage our resources. It's not an excuse in itself, because ALHAJI, we need to. But ALHAJI, so I'm going to come to the last part of this debate, and it's really difficult. How do we effect this change?
Number one, EFCC is there, ICPC is there, Judiciary is there. Any culprit that is found to be contravening something of the public interest must be prosecuted according to due diligence of law, and to ensure that penalty is given appropriately, so that it will serve as a deterrent
for others.
We don't have to breed people that will always think that I can flout this rule, I can flout that regulation, and I'm still free. And
nothing will happen.
I'm sung as a hero.
Yeah.
No, we will never go anywhere. So that is, I think, the basis upon which we can be able to have a foundation that will deter people from doing the wrong thing that is affecting the welfare and growth and development of Nigeria. So we must make these instruments effective enough to ensure that whoever is found wanting is charged.
But this thing is really thick. This issue you talked about, it's only in Nigeria. Because if the EFCC, for this we're going to get to work, are you sure Nigeria is ready? Well, let me give you an instance. Only in Nigeria, you see somebody with 10 billion, 2 billion. It's not working. He has not paid tax on it. It's not happening in Europe. And what kind of institution can actually address that. It's like in our system, the government is not accountable. The ordinary people are not accountable. In the UK, sir, if I have a particular amount of money in my account, where is it coming from? The question the government will say, where is this money coming from? You put it in your account. You will not try it. But they want to know where that money is coming from. But today, I'm asking you Nigerians, how many people have money in the Nigerian account that are not accountable for?
Plenty.
So how can the what role can the EFCC do here? It's like it's everybody.
EFCC have all the records because this BBN that has been introduced, this NIN that has been introduced, the whole idea is to monitor these things. How do the people in UK do this? It's through monitoring the performances or the transactions within the bank.
The president that is earning, okay, I asked them, but this is what I said, sir. I'm sorry, I'm going to bring in my ex-governor. Okowa was an ex-governor. He has earned some money as a governor. We know his salary.
Yeah.
Now, look at what he has. It's so good. You cannot compare his salary to what he has now. Meaning the money came from somewhere. He's one for president. Where is this money coming from? Nobody's asking. You know, so people just grow and grow and grow at the expense of the nation. We are all guilty here. Because any Nigerian, that's why I'm wondering what the FCC can really do, sir. Because you're saying, I know Nigerians want to blame only the public office holder. But in this country, sir, if I die today, the government will take 40% of my estate, that's everything I have, as inheritance tax from my children or whoever is due to inherit from me. That if you don't do that, in fact, they will go to prison for breaking inheritance.
Who does this? It's the public sector.
Yes.
Sir, we have public servants. That's the responsibility.
But
they must be made to do it.
See, that's fair.
You know, if you have a constituted mandate,
yes,
like EFCC does,
yes,
ICPC does,
they do,
the judiciary does,
they do.
So we are saying, make them work efficiently.
So
it's only when they work
yes,
that they will get to the level you are talking about. But we have the agencies to do it.
So are you saying now that the agencies are there, the laws are there, they're not being effective?
It's simple. That's it.
How do we do that? How do we correct it? Is it the people that were there? Because even, sometimes I just feel that if you bring a cent to come around Nigeria today, it's going to be hard for him.
Yes.
Because it's like there is a system in place that needs to be corrected. How do we correct that system? Because the 4 EFCC man that came yesterday, he's been trying not to see something that I don't know, we need this man back. We need Sanusi back. Sanusi will tell you, no, really, seriously. Sanusi, he will say, this is what that cost me in my office. When he begin to ask, where is the dollars? The dollars that is supposed to be coming from these foreign sales. The money will not come to the bank. Where is the money?
We should be asking questions too.
It's
not only for one man. So
Sanusi ask questions, look at where he is. You understand? And now, okay, how do we even ask questions? We want to go and protest today with consent. I'm saying you can't do that because I don't trust the way you're going to do it. Not that I say you cannot protest, but by the time you go on the street now, there will be looting, there will be killing, there will be, sir. Nobody will support you if you want to do that. Otherwise, protest. This is the only way we can say to the government, this is wrong, as citizens.
But do you know the weapon everybody now has?
Yes.
The social media.
Yes.
It costs you nothing
to put something
to express your listing.
Yes.
But the only thing is, when you look at the content of social media, majority of them are self-interest postings.
Don't forget about that.
We have to look
yes.
at life beyond self to now put the nation
that
as
is
our
the patriotism.
focus. Yes.
That is the patriotism.
So once we have that, there are many inputs that could come. And if we have good social media managers, you can be able to be gauging the pulse of the public through that. If you are whatever agency you are, you can gauge the pulse from there and take cue so that you can be able to offer mitigating service towards the complaints that you have.
And like you said, the National Orientation Office We need a lot from you guys. You don't even make us. You need to make us believe we're Nigerians.
Sure.
That's one thing that is still missing. You see, the reason I can do anything for the British is what I get. I know I'm not going to be hungry in this country. I know if worst case, I'll have a roof over my head. If I am sick, I will be treated. That is what the government offers you. And for that, you're ready to do anything for them.
KRIS, I had a baby in 1989 in America. And I opened my mailbox. Congratulations, ABDULKAREEM, you have a daughter, Aisha. If she requires warm clothing, because it was winter period, call this number. Okay. If she requires baby cot, call this number. If she is in need of medical care, call this number. In the meantime, here is her food coupons with designated stores that you can identify the closest to you and pick up her meals. Is there anything you cannot do for
such a country? ALHAJI, you know the funniest thing, here in England, let me tell you the beautiful thing. My two boys here, when they were born, you know, the nurses, when I brought my wife home, the nurses were there for the next 3 weeks, making sure this child is growing well. And right from there, they start to give us money for the upkeep of that child. And when it's not time for the child to go to school, you go and pick any school you like, the child will go there. Even if you don't have, they provide a uniform. In fact, they make sure that they want to eliminate child poverty. They're doing tomorrow. They're not looking today. They are building tomorrow because that child is tomorrow for them.
And now, IMF, the agents of these Western countries, will impede our leaders to withdraw subsidy because life should not be subsidized in a third world. Does it make sense?
No. In fact,
so it's the foolishness of our leadership that gotten themselves into that trap.
I think our leaders refuse to be productive. And that's the problem, sir. Because if Tinubu will come to office and the first thing he saw is petroleum. Forgetting. I was saying something yesterday. You say, only that we don't have gold. You know we have gold in Nigeria. 1 mineral deposit is still not in Nigeria. Are we actually tapping on it?
No.
Is the government collecting money from this taxes?
We are not even allowed to tap on it because that is the whole reason of insecurity.
So we are not even living it. We are still in prison. The whole shame we thought had been taken away is still there in our consciousness.
So we need to deconstruct our minds. First, let us be dispassionate about understanding our situation. We are thinking of problems from within. And divide and rule is a system whereby you take this to hit this, right?
That's it.
And in the process, you get disrupted to look at the main issue. And that is what we are suffering.
The bigger picture. And the ordinary Nigerians is actually suffering a lot. They're our leaders doing their own. The international community are doing their own as well. And now we are left in a much more difficult situation than any other generation I've ever seen. And I actually feel sorry for the younger ones because they're growing up in a really harsh society. Today, the economy of Nigeria as an individual is unbearable. The cost of living is high. Yeah, they're complaining. The salary structure, ALHAJI, I'm going to end the show with this. How can you pay somebody 60,000 naira to survive?
No, it's 70, sir.
70,000, sir. What's the difference? Cash naira, sir. 10,000 naira, ALHAJI. What's the cost of rent? The cost of school fees.
We don't have to get to those major issues. If you pay me 70,000,
yes,
and I calculate maybe from my house to my place of work, how much am I going to pay for transport? Just one singular act of removing fuel subsidy, how has it deflated that amount in my pocket? So first I need to earn the salary, and the only means of me earning that salary is going to work, and it's going to cost me X amount. And look at the gap. And by the time I remove that
transport. So that's why I go to work to do what I want. And if somebody comes, if he doesn't give me my kick, I won't do it. So, and now where everybody's going, That you can blame the Nigerians for whatever they are. It's a situation that is causing a problem.
Sure.
And our leaders, I wish they could do the needful and bring this great nation to what it is. ALHAJI, thank you very much for being on the show with me again. We want to pray for Nigeria that we'll get there. We believe in Nigeria. Nigeria is a great nation. That is the biggest truth, and we're not going to compromise that. It's the greatest nation that we can think of. The reason I know is they tell you how many percentage of Nigerians in the US have PhD. If you come here, sir, my medical doctor, they are all Nigerians. So they are here in numbers. If we attract some home, good. In fact, we have, I'm going to go back to the words of Sanusi, that the money coming from oil should be treated as seed money. It's not money to be shared like we're doing now. If we should be planting for the future generation. And perhaps the concern of younger people should be plant. Not this protest. The theme of the protest is what I don't get. My own is this restructuring. No. Tell our leaders to plant, to sow the seed with our seed money. So tomorrow will be better. Thank you very much, ALHAJI. And once again, congratulations with this. I'm going to come to Kano, and I wish I'll be there sooner, but I will come here, sir. And I'm really proud of you. And thanks for coming to London this year edition of the Nigerian Week. You've done a lot for me, and I know more is coming.
KRIS, you have done more for me.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. Listen, for those of you that just watched this show, I have been rubbing minds with ALHAJI on the state of the nation. Nigeria is a great nation, no doubt about it. And I'm going to leave ALHAJI to say one thing to you. One last word to Nigerians, ALHAJI. I want you to look at their eyes and tell them what we should do as a people.
I think I've been to about 26 countries now. I have lived in 3. And there is nowhere on earth that I can live but Nigeria. And I feel that our nation has great potentials. And I feel that all hope is not lost. I want us to keep our hope alive, especially the younger generation, because we are giving you a responsibility. It's a challenge that we must make the nation work. And I wish you well.
Thank you very much, ALHAJI. Yes, in Nigeria is indeed the best place to be. And the truth is, all of us, ALHAJI, trust me, we all want to come home. Because it's where we grow up. And our children will feel more at home. In fact, the rest of these people taken away from Africa as slaves, they want to come home. So we have a lot to benefit if we can build that nation. And it perhaps is to start with security. So for those of you out there, this news, this bad news, this bad image, these heavy issues, sometimes I'm even ashamed to come on national television, on this platform, and talk bad of our government, because it doesn't help us. It only drives people away from us. If I say, oh, these people, the moment we fight, people see us now. They see us and look at them. They have a way to get to us. So let us come together as one people. We can do this. Nigeria have it all. We're blessed, and we're going to make that happen in our time, so that our children will not suffer what they don't deserve. Because actually, most of us didn't go through the same thing. We had the system. They were, like you said, during the time of UPN and MPN, there was a clear political ideology. And I was almost supporting Babangida. I love Babangida to some extent. Because when he came up with the SDP and the NRC, that was a structure with a clear, join any of them. Because you don't even need to, you don't have a different ideology. They must be in this too. Join one. If not, take your own political party. Run as an individual candidate. This multiple party system will be a debate on another day. ALHAJI, thanks a lot for coming. I'll see you guys next time. Help me say thank you to ALHAJI. Help me clap for him. And we're gonna congratulate him. We keep celebrating him, and we'll keep celebrating him again and again, so he can continue to give us more. And for those of you, Cardiff, the festival is around the corner. If you make an indigenous film, go and submit your film now. There is a market for it. And I will be talking with ALHAJI on how to create a television station that will only show indigenous content.
Wow. Wow.
You understand, ALHAJI?
That would be nice.
And only indigenous content. You understand? The people only present things in our languages, You can watch only different movies in different languages, and they are subtitled. So that if I can speak Yoruba, I will feel belonging. If I can speak Hausa, I will be drawn. It is automatic. It goes in my DNA the moment I can speak the language. And that is something we need to preach. It's going to bring us our oneness. All right. So we're going to look forward to that. So if you have a film to submit, or if you are not thinking of, go and make a movie in your language, make your people proud, go and submit it now. Until then, when we all meeting come, I'll say thank you to ALHAJI again, and thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So that's where we end the show. See you guys. And I say God bless you all. God loves Nigeria. God loves you. God loves me. So together, we're going to make a greater nation for our children. Goodbye. Bye.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your
SRTV. Innovative content.